Welcome to Stamped, episode 16. I am your host, Samuel Patrick. I'm joined today by Kiki.D. How you doing, Kiki?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm ready to get into some music. If it's your first time tuning in, what this is we get submissions from all over the country, all over the world, really. And Kiki.D and I go through and we pick a couple of our favorites to share with y'all. And we also have artists who submit for that extra level of critical review and constructive feedback. And so we go extra in on at least one track every episode. And so we've got that for you later today. And that's something that's helpful to that artist as well as other artists who are tuned in. It's been exciting to see that unfurl. We've been getting a steady stream, so it's nice. I think we want to get pretty much right into things today. Before we do, I want to shout out Chica. I think it's important for y'all to know, some of where we're coming from in terms of what else we're listening to. And I was at her album release party last weekend, and I've been listening to the album pretty regularly since then. It's got some fire on it. It's got some songs I really like. She's really rapping. She said her influence is umbilical, among other things. And it's just really like raw and open and quality project. So that's been what's been on my playlist heading into this. So shout out Chica. And then I was going through picks and it didn't take me too long. I'm real happy to say I found a winner like right away. And my selection this month for y'all is going to be Kyle McEvoy with Let Go featuring Mick Jenkins. I'll let you know why I picked it after this.
You say you know what you want, but it's what you want, what you need. Feels like you're missing a piece. Maybe what's missing is me.
Your body get comatose. It hit like Albert Pujols until you lose this new growth. You felt that shit, now you know. Tender-headed for sure. I used to pull at my curls, it kept my head to the floor. I used to chase after girls, it kept my hands on the dough. I used to change for the world, I don't do that no more. Really be on my meat, ain't bending over backwards no more. I got the secret all these actors don't know. I just ain't acting no more. I subtracted all the factors, ain't no magic, let go. If that ain't felt, nobody else coming close.
Mick Jenkins. I picked that one because of Mick Jenkins. He's someone I've been listening to for a while now, and I feel like his pen has just been crazy the whole time. He's been really rapping at an elite level. Like, I almost felt he didn't even have to go that hard on that record. But I really like his flow and the way he stitches things together. These little double entendres that aren't even really necessary to get what he's talking about, but you'll catch him the next time through the rhyme scheme. He talks about real things. What stuck out to me was this, like, for example, rhyme scheme. It's like, sometimes the vision gets too long to get solved. With my resolve, I'll probably spin the block till I evolve. It's timed, all the doors are revolving, all this noise is revealing. So, like, getting from revolving to revealing and, like, out of that all thing and, like, smoothly into another one, I really appreciate that. And also that some don't know they're hurt and how they're going to know they need healing. He's always throwing pieces like that in there. So shout out Mick Jenkins because, yeah, he did his thing on that one.
You quoted the line that I was also going to quote, the difference between knowing that you're hurting and then taking the next step to knowing that you need healing. The line that also stood out to me was him saying that he used to change for the world and now he's being about him. He's saying, I'm really about me. It's just the season that I'm also in as well. So I had to double stamp the song because it's not a radio catchy, friendly type of vibe, right? But it didn't have to be for me to stamp it. And the lyrics, it resonated with me. And you could tell they got what they paid for. And I say that because a lot of times the songs that are being created, it's just extra money in these engineers' pockets, okay? The direction of the song doesn't make sense or it's a lot going on. And this collaboration was cool, balanced, and I really thank them for speaking to me speaking to people like me.
Fire. Shout out to y'all. Thank you for sending that in. And shout out Planetary Group. Y'all got a little preview behind the scenes. I know we usually play YouTube videos, but this one's not out yet. So what you saw there was what disco looks like. And for the artists tuned in, that's a way that promo companies and labels and stuff share their records. It's sort of like a private streaming thing that allows you to download radio versions, other versions, and also get feedback and give feedback. So a little behind the scenes. And while I'm talking, I want to give honorable mention to my guy Rex, because he sent me this record Roses, and I really liked his verse on there, but if I had liked the hook a little more, that would have made it. But I was telling someone about Rex the other day. Like, he's homegrown mass talent, and his flow is really in a different place, and he's been pushing it the whole time as well. So shout out to him still doing that.
Agreed.
Kiki.D, what you got for us?
This song is actually a remix. We're going to get into it, though. You might recognize the beat.
Track gang, that she track with me. Got them stats with me. When I got fucked up, went half with me. Get them packs with me. Spend them racks with me. I just tell her, hey, shake that ass, cause you blessed. Keep counting the racks, cause you blessed. Gotta thank God, cause half of these bitches fraud. You still be on your job, cause you got that ass, cause you blessed. Go ahead, pop that ass, cause you blessed, blessed. Go ahead, pop that ass, cause you blessed. Ooh, go ahead, pop that ass, cause you blessed.
Yeah. I like this song. When people talk about rap and music not having to be serious all the time, or when people speak on life not having to be serious all the time, this is why I picked that song, and this is why I like the song. He had a nice sarcasm to it. He showed his style, and his voice fluctuated, and he had fun with it. So just like your pick, I feel like he knew what he was doing when he went to the studio, and he got what he paid for.
Yeah, it was a fun record. It was kind of like a flip side of, lyricism. I know maybe the Mick Jenkins listeners might automatically hear his voice or the topic and be like, this isn't lyrical, but he was really rapping too, It was a fun record. It's already stuck in my head. And, I think he's got really reminded me a lot of Future, Thug, sort of the voices they dip into, especially when they're rapping together. So yeah, I'm curious to hear where he takes it,
Great comparison, and it's one that was in a good way. He didn't imitate. It was just familiar, and it worked, right? We gotta normalize accepting what works, because a lot of times, if you're like me, you're always looking for maybe what could be improved. But if it works, and this works.
And this is a throwback. You kind of talked about this on an earlier episode, where you're like, you either need to go way out of the box or you need to nail the way it's supposed to sound, if it is similar, or if it is if you're going for that radio record. And I think this is an example of successfully doing that. And
especially with the remix and with the beat that's familiar. So Cardi B officially and originally did her 1-2 on the beat, but Cousin Curtis blessed this beat as well. So thank you for submitting it.
Shout out Cousin Curtis. Appreciate you. Send us more. Keep them coming. Speaking of which, we're now in the section of the show where we have these next level submissions, where artists can reach out if they want to cut the line, if they want to get guaranteed feedback, if they want to get some promo to go along with it. We send them reels to post, and we're making a video right now that they can share, and they can get some public feedback. You got to be ready for the public feedback. I like it. It takes that, because people are going to respond to your stuff when you put it out. So it's dope that they're ready to really get that raw. So we have one this month from DrtyAnimal. It's called Distractions. It features Aviate. This was sent in by Aviate. Shout out Aviate. I met him in person at Louder earlier this year, and I've seen him online and around. He's a producer in Massachusetts. He's definitely involved in the scene, active, loves making music. And DrtyAnimal is the other artist on his record label, and they're getting ready to put out his album. So this is a song off that. This is another super sneak peek. You saw Disco earlier. Now you're going to see Windows Media Player when we bring this one on, because this is definitely not out yet, which is cool because I honestly kind of wish some of y'all sent these to us before you dropped them. Some of the ones that are a little more raw and could use the feedback. That would be really dope to be able to give you useful feedback that you can put into your album before you put it out, versus having a song that's already out and, you know, we might say, oh, what if you change this thing? And you might just think, damn, that would be fire, but it's too late. So shout out Aviate for getting a jump on it.
They don't know whether to hold me or to try to run and hide. Maybe the latter, blackout, blood will get splattered. Maybe the former, give me a hug, I need to feel warmer. Stuck in the cold, stuck in the game, can't bust out its hole. Passed it down to my son and now he's stuck in the fold. Pops was gone like his mom, another broken household. Had to hustle over time just to keep his mouth full. Back to the future, deep wounds fasten the sutures. Watch the room for the goons that'll clap you and shoot you.
And I hope you can relate to that. The movement like I'm Solid Snake, I'm dodging all these odds and lies. The praying for the day I rot. I mean, it wasn't always like this. I used to be a stubborn prick and never take advice. I had to rearrange my life. Don't expect to be the perfect man, that never was the goal. Especially with the things I had to do, some actions never get told. Attempts to break the mold while the game is saturated. Isn't just some rap, this is my life, there's no exaggeration. Says it never overnight, I'm stacking green like Moldavite. Investing in another hustle, I'm finally starting to do it right. Blessed to see the better days with amplified clairvoyance. I gonna deal with pettiness or any small annoyances.
How you feeling?
There was a lot of wisdom in it. And when he was like, oh, I used to be a stubborn prick, I resonated with that because that's the theme of my week. When you look at astrology, there's a few signs, or one in particular, where people believe they're known to be stubborn. But I've been realizing in life, a lot of people are stubborn. Just also, a lot of people are good at hiding it. We all have stuff that we're passionate about. And I believe the title of the song fit the message and the lyrics very well. Like, distractions, you know, it's not the season for it. At least for DrtyAnimal and AV8. And for the next song, the next submission by them, I would look forward to a shorter song and more energy. I would like to hear more of their personality shine, more of an upbeat, up-tempo song. But for this vibe and for this style song, I would describe it as conscious and full of wisdom. So I appreciated it for that.
Word. You like them short. So that song is about 2.5 minutes long if you don't include the beat coming out. So are you like, you're feeling the like minute songs these days, huh?
Well, let me be even more specific. Shorter verses. I believe some of these songs are written in a way where it's like going on and on and on, and there's not that much of a divide and fluctuation in their voices, that regardless of if it's a 2-minute song or a 1 minute and 30-minute song, how you structure it can really make the difference between how it feels to the listener. And for me, it just was a bit long and missing, you know, a lot of structure. I'll also add that structure is beyond chorus and verse. You really want to have lines that stand out and a bridge before you get to the chorus in a way. Like, however you have to break it down, however you have to go back and forth, whether it's a collaboration, it plays a part in how long the audience can even last, how long the listener can even really enjoy it. Let me know like what your thoughts are on that, because I like how you pointed that out. Like, what does it really mean for a song to be short or feel short? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting because my feedback would probably make the song longer, but based on what you just said, it would probably make it shorter. So like DrtyAnimal, like really introduced himself there on the first verse. He said a lot of things. And then it just jumped right into Aviate. And I feel like if it had gone into a hook right after that to kind of put a bow on it, I think it would have been a lot stronger. And I almost, no shots at Aviate, but I almost would have liked another verse from DrtyAnimal, like 2 verses from him with a hook in between to like really finish telling the story. I feel like he introduced himself and then just kind of dipped off, you know? So I was definitely looking forward to like something to wrap it all up. And I do like how Aviate came in and the first thing he said was, I hope you can't relate to that. So like he played off it, but I would have liked him either like after a hook or maybe even a third verse. But yeah, I kind of feel like similar to you, it felt kind of like light in a way. Like it didn't, based on what they were saying, the song itself didn't have all as much gravity as all that. So I was listening to the mix and like maybe like a remix, like bring the beat up a bit, maybe, I don't know, do some things to make it a little more weighty, because it didn't have much weight to it, even though they were saying a lot of weighty things. Would you agree?
Yeah, and that might even been a better way to say it, but that's where I was going with it. It's like, if you're gonna go in, right, because it looks like they want to, then do that. How I felt about it was a bit light. It looked like there was more in the bag, right? But
Yeah.
somehow on the flight, some of the luggage got lost. Okay, so yeah, there was more. There was more in the bag. So let's
feel
bring it,
that.
and that's why I mentioned like I look forward to the next submissions, you know. And then you can even tell with the title of the song and even their artist names, like there's definitely more to it.
Yeah, and I want to say it definitely grew on me. At first, DrtyAnimal. I was saying to myself like, well, you're saying all this stuff and you have no emotion. But then I was like, it's kind of like a guru type monotone flow, and I think he did a good job with that, if that's his thing. And Aviate as well has a real unique flow. This is one of the verses I liked more from him that I've heard. I feel like he's going to be a hit for some people and not for others, but he already sounds like himself. So if he stays on that path, he's going to have a real unique little thing. I like how they also kind of shortened their flows really quickly. They never quite landed on the beat. They did little things. They were all like kind of a little ahead of the beat, and it was at least a way to make it a little different. Yeah, shout out DrtyAnimal, shout out Aviate, Distractions. Keep an eye out for their album coming out soon. I'm sure they'll let us know when that is. And shout out everyone tuned in to Stamped today. If you're an artist, you want to get involved, you want some feedback, LFOD.life/stamped. You can hit us right there. And yeah, I mean, we're winding down for today. That's about it. This is going to drop. Shout out to all the artists who submitted. Congrats to everyone who got. Congrats to you, Kyle McEvoy and Mick Jenkins, for getting our first double stamp in a while.
Sure.
That's what happens when Kiki.D and I agree on a record. And, thank you, Kiki.D, the whole LFOD team, all our members, everyone who makes this possible. I mention our members every time we do this. You're going to see their names at the end here. If you want to learn more about that, you can go to LFOD.life/join. And you can hit us everywhere at LFOD Life, scrolling right across the bottom there. Let us know what you think in the comments. Are you rocking with these records? Is there someone you want us to check out? Is there an artist that you think should submit? Hit them up. Share it with your friends, family, all that good stuff. You know the drill. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And we'll catch you next time, all right? Peace.
Positivity is a better movement. Let us do this, level up and get into this evolution. Revolutionary math and music, get us choosing everything but less excuses. Shout out to the kings and queens with everything to lose, they never lose it.
There's so much glory in the story.